Hi, I'm Michael with Auto-Chlor Systems. What we're going to cover today in this video is training you on the daily maintenance of your dishwashing machine. The breakdown and reassembly takes place every morning and every evening to ensure sanitation and optimal results. When coming in the morning time, before putting the wash arms back into the dishwasher, you want to make sure that you clean out all the wash arms. You want to remove all the end caps. Take a small knife, screwdriver, or toothpick, and you want to poke all the holes to make sure there's no straws, seeds, lemon wedges. So you just go through each one and poke to make sure there's nothing in them. After doing that, you want to take it and visually inspect each chamber. Make sure there's no large debris in there such as straws. Take it and shake it upside down. All the straws and the seeds and lemon wedges will come out of the wash arms, and then you pick them up and put them in the trash can. After doing that, you visually inspect it again to make sure there's nothing left in there. You also want to visually inspect back here, just by looking inside of it, to make sure there's nothing down into here also, and just give it a good shake. Putting the end caps back on, they just screw on, give them a quarter turn. So you just get them on the grooves. Once it goes on, quarter turn. You do the same thing for the lower washer arm. You see the difference between the two. The upper one has 5 manifolds, the lower one has 4 manifolds. Same thing, just remove the end caps, allow them to hang, take your device, poke all the holes, give it a good shake. Visually inspect it, give it a good shake. Visually inspect it, give it a good shake. Put all your end caps back on, make sure they're tight and secure. That's how you inspect and clean out your washer arms. You do that every morning prior to putting them back in the dishwasher. So the guys at night are taking them out, and before you put the machine back together in the morning, you visually inspect all the wash arms. Now we want to start putting back together our scrap screens. See these little perforator holes? They go towards the front of the machine. So make your scrap screen, find the pegs that are in here, go above the pegs. Secondary. Above the pegs. Slides right into place. Take your center scrap screen, and it just slides right in. Pre-wash, you want to start with the smallest piece. See this pin right here in the center of the machine? That actually goes on top of this small piece. So you put it in at a slight angle. Get it to go, the pin to go above the scrap screen, and just snap it down in place. Do that one more time. Make sure that pin on top, snap it down into place. Take your secondary scrap screen. It's the same as the other two to the other side. Above the pins, lay it in place. Take your center scrap screen, slide it in. Don't forget your little basket. This basket's going to catch all the food and stop it from going into the motor. Make sure that's in place. So far we've closed our drains, we've inspected our washer arm, we put our scrap screens back in place. Now we're going to put our wash arms back in place. Your lower washer arm has 2 fins on the side of it. Those fins go in first. So you take it in a slight angle, drop it below the crossbars, put the fins in front, and just push it back, and it'll drop down. To the top. Make sure your jets are facing down. I'm going to take the back manifold, put it on the rails, slide it back, and in place. Single manifold on the bottom. Find this bolt. This bolt lines up with this hole right here. So you see this slot right here? That's where this bolt slides into. Line it up. Get it in, quarter turn. Leg to the top, locate your bolt, locate your slot, quarter turn. Locate your bolt, locate your slot, quarter turn. So we put it in our wash arms, we close our drains, we put our scrap stream back in. Next thing we do is close our doors. Turn the machine off. Now the machine will take about 3 to 4 minutes to fill. After it's done filling, you want to run one dummy rack through the machine. Just take an empty rack, doesn't matter which rack, just run it through. What that does is it charges the tank with the detergent. So the first rack is always going to be your dummy rack after you put the machine back together. Now that you've been running your dishwasher, there are some things you need to look for why it's operating. The first thing you notice is you need to drain the dishwasher every 2 hours and refill it with fresh water. So every 2 hours or 350 racks, you want to make sure that machine is drained and refilled. You want to make sure that you're pre-scraping, getting all the extra food, all the extra grease, all the extra ketchup, mayonnaise, salad dressing off the plates before they go into the what's going in there is a nice food-free, residue-free plate. You want to check your chemical levels. Make sure that you're getting the right amount of chemicals going in this machine. This is your rinse additive. You want to make sure that it's got plenty of product in it. That's not below 1 inch from the bottom. You want to, if it is, go ahead and change it out. Put a new one on. You want to make sure your soap is right here. This is Clean Dew Supreme. It's full. It's a fresh capsule, especially at the start of your shift. Just pick it up. It's got powder in it. You're good to go. If it's empty, go ahead and put another one. The machine will automatically dispense the right amount of soap. You want to check your temperatures while you're operating. Make sure that the machine is correctly getting up the temperature. Make sure your pre-wash is a minimum of 100 degrees. Your wash tank is a minimum of 160 and your final rinse is a minimum of 180 degrees. This machine will not pull the racks through if the final rinse drops below 180 degrees. So if the motor's running but the conveyor has stopped, it may have to get up to temperature. So you may have to make sure that this is above 180 degrees in order to ensure that the racks begin to pull through again. It may take us a minute to get up to temperature and the racks will start pulling through again automatically. If not, what you want to do when the machine breaks is you want to call our 800 number. The 800 number is 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. You may have somebody's cell phone number, you may have my cell phone number. If it's after hours, your best bet is to call that 800 number or have a manager call that 800 number. That'll get you a return call within 10 minutes, and usually somebody will be here within an hour. One of the most important things you can do to ensure proper sanitation and ensure good results is to make sure that this machine is drained and cleaned out every 2 hours during your shift. What that does is it gets all the dirty water out of the machine and refreshes it with freshly charged, clean water. So the first thing you want to do is turn your machine off. Make sure the power light goes out. Pick your doors, open them nice and slowly. What you want to do is you want to inspect to make sure there's no food on any of the grates. If there's food on the grates, slide it to the center. And remove only the center screen. So you take your center screen out, take it over here to your pre-wash. Spray all the extra food off. Make sure there's no food or debris on any of your center screens. Your pre-wash, take out your scrap basket. Make sure there's no food in there. Take it out, empty all the food and debris. What's up, Mike? Hey, John. Rinse it out. Take out your center screen on this one also. Same thing, take it to your pre-wash. Make sure you rinse all the food off of it. The next thing you can do is you want to drain the machine. So you, with the screens out, take your handle, give it a nice pull. That's going to allow the wash tank to drain out. This one's a little tougher. Give it a pull. The reason why you drain it with the screens out is so you can look to make sure nothing got into the tanks. You want to visually inspect, make sure there's no food, silverware, napkins, lemon wedges, straws, gloves, anything that doesn't belong in there. So you're just giving it a good look. Wait for the water to finish draining out. And then you remove it. Once the machine is fully drained and all the water is left in the machine, you want to start reassembling your screens again. Take your center screen. Slide it back in there. Take your scrap basket. Put it back in here. Same thing with the wash tank. Take your center screen. Put it in place. Shut your doors and close your drains. Take your handle, push it back. Take your handle, push it back. Turn your machine on. The machine will automatically fill with water. Once the machine is finished filling, you take your dummy rack and you wash it through again. The reason why you wash a dummy rack is to get your temperatures back up to the proper temperature and make sure your tank recharges the appropriate amount of soap. So it's very important before you wash any dishes, after you've done breaking down your machine, you wash the dummy rack. The dummy rack is a rack with no wears on it. So you come to the end of your shift and it's time to go home. So the last thing you do before you leave for the night is get the machine ready for the next morning. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you turn the power to the off position. Make sure the red light is off. Open your doors. Look for any silverware, food, debris that may have rested on your grates. Remove all the debris, any lemons, straws, anything that can interfere with the machine. If you want to remove your wash arms, you put them on top of the rack so the guy that's generally the next morning is able to get them out and put it back together. The way you remove your racks, grab your rack, you want to push it, pull up and towards yourself until it passes this lip, and then it drops below. So the way you do that is you pull up towards yourself until it passes the lip, and then you just take it out. Put it up here. Now for the top wash arm, you have a lever right here. So you want to pull this lever, put your arm on the wash arm, put your hand on the wash arm, pull the lever, drop it down. Then it just comes straight out. So do that again. As you secure the wash arm, push it up on the lever, allow it to come down, remove the wash arm. Same thing, put it up here, so the next morning, you're able to clean them out. So this is your wash tank. For your pre-wash, grab it, quarter turn, and pull. And same for the top. Grab it, quarter turn, and pull towards yourself. Grab it, quarter turn, pull. That removes all the wash arms. And once again, we go over here, the people the next morning are able to clean them out. Your screens will catch any food and debris so they don't get sucked into the motors. Grab the handle, pull up and out. Go down here. Two side screens, pull towards you and out. Same with this one. This one, small basket. Remove the basket. Remove your center large screen. Your two smaller screens. If you look at this tab right here, just notice how this one is underneath that metal tab. That's what keeps it secure. So you just want to give it a nice little tug to loosen it up. And it comes right out. Other side, it's just like the other. This one is just like those two. Toward yourself, up and out. After you remove all the screens, you want to look down here to make sure there's no silverware, food, straws, napkins. Make sure nothing's gotten into either one of your wash tanks. You want to make sure, if it is, you want to remove it. Make sure the drain is free and clear of any food, any particles. And this is how you want to leave the machine. Doors up, wash arms out, baskets and racks out. So the person who comes next morning is able to inspect the machine again and put it back together. And you want to leave it just like this. Wash arms on the top, baskets on the bottom. So that it's the same way every time the person comes in. Hi, thank you for watching this video. We covered a lot of information during this time. Go back, review the video whenever you need to. If you have any questions, you can call this 800 number. You can get myself or your technician out here. We'll be happy to answer any questions for you. And now it's time to wash dishes.